Hey guys, welcome to my first What's for Dinner. For the first meal, I'm starting off with some baked ziti. What you'll need is half pound of sausage, some mozzarella cheese, pepperonis, ziti noodles, and some pasta sauce. Don't mind how dirty my stove looks. I promise I just cleaned it, but for some reason I just can't get those stubborn spots off. So first I am starting a pot of water to boil, and once that is boiling, I'm going to add my sausage to a pan. Watch me struggle here. It takes me a while to get this sausage out of the bag. But once I finally do, I'm going to go ahead and dump in my ziti noodles. I'm only using half a pound of sausage and half a box of the noodles just because I have a smaller family and not as many people to feed. Now I am just going to go ahead and season my sausage. I'm using some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. Now that my sausage and my noodles are done, I'm just going to take the noodles over to the sink and drain them really quick. And then I am just going to go ahead and add the sausage into the noodles. Then I am also going to go ahead and add in that can of pasta sauce. And then I'm going to add in about half the bag of pepperonis. After I have about half a bag of pepperonis in there, I'm going to add about a fourth a cup of the mozzarella cheese and then just mix all of that up. After I have that all mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to a greased baking dish. And then I am going to add some extra pepperoni and cheese on top. Once I have finished topping that off with some more pepperoni and cheese, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes, just long enough to melt that cheese. And this is what it comes out looking like. Next, we are going to be starting off with some meatloaf. You'll need 2 pounds of hamburger, some brown sugar, crackers, egg, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and some seasonings. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add that 2 pounds of hamburger to a bowl, and then I'm going to smash up half a pack of crackers and go ahead and just dump that right in. Next, we are just going to be adding that egg into the bowl and seasoning up that mixture. These are the seasonings that I'm going to be using. You can feel free to use whatever kind that you would like. I also add just a little dash of the Worcestershire, however you say it, that sauce in, and then I just go in with my hands and give it all a really good mix. Then after that is all mixed up, I'm going to be adding it to a greased baking dish and flattening it out. And then I'm going to cook this on 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes. I have my cast iron heating up here for some bacon because I'm going to be making some baked potatoes to go with this. But right now I am mixing up the topping for my meatloaf. I just add ketchup, Worcestershire, and some brown sugar and mix that all together. Now that my meatloaf is most of the way cooked, I'm going to take it out and drain that grease. And then I'm going to go ahead and add on that mixture that I made earlier and pop it back into the oven for about 15 minutes. And this is what it should come out looking like. And here is my plate with a small piece of meatloaf and a loaded baked potato. For the next meal, we are going to be making some burgers with a side of these cheesy bacon ranch potatoes that I like to do in the air fryer. So first I am just cutting up either 4 or 5 large russet potatoes into more bite-sized pieces while the cast iron is warming up to cook the bacon. Now while that bacon is cooling off, I'm going to go ahead and add those potatoes into the air fryer. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut up that bacon into smaller pieces and add that to the air fryer as well. Once I have the potatoes and the bacon in the air fryer, I'm going to go ahead and add my ranch packet and give that a good mix and get it all mixed up. And I showed the cheese now, but I actually don't use that until it's almost done cooking, otherwise the cheese gets hard. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop those into the air fryer at about 375 for 10 minutes and then mix them in about 10 to 20 more minutes after that, or until they get fork tender. So next I'm going to be working on my burgers. I went ahead and I seasoned my hamburger and patted up the patties. And I'm going to just add those into the cast iron. And I forgot to show this part, but when there's about 3 minutes left on the air fryer, I will go ahead and add in that cheese and let it just kind of melt on top. Next, we're going to be making this spaghetti bake, or I've heard it called two-time pasta before. What you'll need is hamburger, spaghetti noodles, Alfredo sauce, pasta sauce, and some Parmesan. I have a pot of water that I brought to a boil, and I'm going to go ahead and add half of my box of pasta noodles in there and add my half-pound hamburger to the pan and go ahead and season it with onion powder and garlic powder. After those noodles are done and I drain them, I'm going to go ahead and add the hamburger in and half the jar of spaghetti sauce and half the jar of Alfredo sauce. Then I'm going to go ahead and give that a really good mix and go ahead and dump it into my greased baking dish. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese on top and then pop that in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes just to kind of get that cheese on top a little bit crispy. Then I'm going to go ahead and get out our garlic bread. That's what we're having as a side. And I'm just getting 2 pieces, one for me and one for my boyfriend because I know my daughter won't eat it. But I'll get that out and just go ahead and cook that according to the package. And finally, for the last dish, we're going to be making some tuna noodle casserole. You'll need tuna, cream of mushroom, a can of peas, and some egg noodles. So first I got some water on to boil and put in half a bag of those egg noodles. And once those are done and drained, I go ahead and add the 2 cans of tuna. I only add half the can of the peas, and then we just eat the other half as a side with the dish, and that full can of cream of mushroom. And I just mix all of that together and go ahead and add it to my greased baking dish. And then I will be topping with some cheddar cheese. After I have that topped with some cheddar cheese, I will go ahead and just throw that in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes just for that cheese to get a little nice and crispy on top. And that is it for my What's for Dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed.